Alright, headed out on a road trip. Give it a minute for people to join the live chat. Hey, welcome cameras. Headed on a road trip. Yeah, I'm headed 3 hours to meet with News Now Patrick, and we're going to be heading on a long auditing road trip. Hey, friend, or Fresno, can y'all hear me okay? I'm not sure if you can hear me okay. Now, we can't say where we're going just yet. It's it's a long trip though, so I'm about 2 hours away yet from meeting up with News Now Patrick, and we're going to be on the road. And then so I wanted to come on here because I just watched a video and I want to rant. There's something I want to talk about. I tried to set up the video and labeled it earlier. I just watched a video about it was on as a Fox News video. Thank you, loud and clear, good, thank you. I watched a Fox News video where they were reporting about a media company going full tilt on helping with pro-police, a pro-police scenario where they had gotten death threats or burn down threats or what have you. Now, so there's what I come away with was a sense of a mix of narratives that need to be pointed out and unmixed and set in their categories. So this was about a blue line flag. And so this company or police department or whoever they were, they called the flag company and said, hey, we're taking our flag down, we're going to get a bigger one. So they ended up getting a large flag, a very large blue line flag. So it kind of upsets me what they were talking about were people, you know, the narrative of, okay, let me just back up a second. I am not anti-cop. I'm anti-bad cop. And I'm also anti-blue line American flag. It is not the American flag. The blue line flag belongs to the criminal gang, which is the police unions. All right, not the police unions. And the police unions protect their criminals, and a police chief it's almost impossible for a police chief to fire a criminal union police thug. So it's the flag that I'm having trouble with, and the union. And so I don't care if a police uses the emblem that we've had for police for eons, the badge. They can use the badge. They can put a blue line on the badge, just like they cover a badge with a black line whenever they have an officer, they cover up their number, or they put the fallen officer's number on a black garter that goes around their badge. That's good. That's okay. I don't worry about that. They can have a badge with a blue line on it, but get rid of the flag, because they need to be flying the American flag, not the blue line flag. So our good cops, in my opinion, need to be flying the American flag and not a blue line flag. And so this video, it just made it apparent to me that there's some interwoven narratives that can steer the whole population to thinking that what we're doing is anti-cop because we talk about the blue line flag. And I just wanted to make it clear. It's the flag. They need to be flying the American flag, not the blue line flag. They can carry the badge, put a blue line on the badge. It's okay they have a blue line, but not the blue union line, which is the criminal gang. And so, you know, I wanted to rant about that because, hey, that's just, you know, it's upsetting to see how narratives are hijacked and how movements are hijacked even. So, like the Black Lives Matter movement, there's a lot of people that are well-meaning in the Black Lives Matter movement. Wherever their head is, whatever their IQ is, whether they're really smart or really not so smart, it doesn't matter. If they have a pure intent and they just want to be part of the movement and say, hey, we're tired of black people getting killed by cops. Well, okay, but the point is that movement gets hijacked by the global oligarchs, social justice, psychological science, and technology. And so they'll send provocateurs in to start the fires and break windows and get the ones that are in that mass of Black Lives Matter that are low IQ, that will follow anybody doing anything, that sounds like they're on the same page. They'll start picking up bricks and throwing too, because they're so low IQ. So the low IQ ones get triggered and follow whatever the provocateurs do. And now we have not a peaceful protest, but we have a riot, okay? And that's how they hijack and co-opt different movements. Well, the same thing, they can co-opt the message that the Blue Line flag, belongs to a gang, criminal gang, and specifically the criminal gang is the police unions. And I wanted to make that real clear. I am not anti-cop. I have lots of cop friends. I've always had good cop friends. I've always hated bad cops. I've always worked on flushing out bad cops. For 8 years now with the Political Trance channel, I have educated cops to the fact that there's a constitutional sheriffs and peace officers association that they can join and have camaraderie between each other, being constitutional sheriffs, constitutional police officers. And I would educate them too that, there's very few sheriff's departments that are federalized, but it's really easy for a police department to be federalized. And so the way that the global oligarchy hijacks different narratives, we need to watch out for. So I want to put a call out to all of the subscribers for Political Trance to help cast that vision that, we're not about anti-cop. We're about anti-bad cop. And we're about edifying good cops. We actually want to highlight and edify good cops. So you're going to be seeing that over the next several days. As I'm talking, I'll be thanking cops that I've identified and I believe are good cops. I kind of have a discernment about them, and so I've said it many times before. I'm gonna say it again. Good cops are stuck. They can't effectively rat out their bad cop counterpart in their departments because it's too sticky of a situation unless it's a real blatant crime and happens publicly, that they're able to then stand up with public opinion. But short of that, they can't rat out their counterparts. They will lose their job, they will lose their pension, they'll be blackballed in the community, and they won't be able to go anywhere. Okay, let's see. Andrew, what the heck? Okay, somebody named Andrew Morgan in here. Oh, clean my windshield. Andrew Morgan? Yeah, I do need to clean my windshield. How about if I do this? Hang on. Let's see if I can do this. How does this work? Bear with me. Hang on a minute. Oh, I'm going to have to get it in my hand. The phone is not cooperating with me. There we go. How's that? You don't have to look at my buggy windshield now. As long as my phone mount holds tight. Maybe I can tighten it up. If it falls, I'll reach up and reposition it again. So, what do y'all think about this? Got to wear a face mask every single store you go in now, whether you like it or not, whether you're medically exempt or not. I went into a store down by Matagorda Bay yesterday when I was, or yesterday evening, whenever I was leaving the beach. And I went into the store, and as soon as I walked in, I was testing to see what was going on. I said, "Hey, y'all, how y'all doing? I'm not wearing a mask because I am medically exempt." And they were going to force me to wear a mask, even though I was medically exempt. And so I had issue with that. I went and got my camera. This camera mount's not going to work. I hope you can stand seeing me kind of sideways. I'm going to have to work on that camera mount. But what do y'all think about this mask thing? I mean, we're just going to take it, right? I mean, we're not going to fight back. None of us are going to fight back. We can't fight back. There's nothing we can do, right? Is that what I'm getting? I don't think so. I think there's something we can do. I think there's some pushback we can do, some civil disobedience on mass scale, and take our country back. How do we coordinate that? Well, we don't. We just put the idea out, and everybody take the idea and start acting on it. That's all. That way, there's no head to cut off of an organization. There's no organization. It's an idea. You cannot stomp out and put out an idea. We can't. There's power in numbers. We can. We can't. We can. There's power in numbers. Yes, there is power in numbers. So it's the idea that we need to spread, and just spread it freely. Civil disobedience. No, we don't believe the COVID phantom. Matter of fact, we have empirical evidence that it is a sham. If you don't believe it, I can show you one easily searched out piece of empirical evidence that will show you that this pandemic, which I of course call a plandemic, was planned, and not only that, but it was practiced 1 month prior to it being launched. It was practiced in October. You can see it on their own corporate websites in conjunction with the WHO and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. All you have to do is Google Event 201, Event 201, and that will show you that this pandemic was not only practiced with all of these different agencies across the world, but in the United States, but they did it also with newsreels. So they had newsreels available within their exercise that they did among themselves. They describe it on their own website. They have I think they even have minutes of it. I'm not sure, but it's pretty extensive how they describe it. And it happened a month prior to the pandemic being a thing, even being there. I'm trying to read. You know what? Let me log in on my other phone, because as I'm driving, I'll be able to read with it. Give me one moment. Just one moment. Put my other phone in silent and in my ears, and now I'll be able to read the chats much easier. Okay, Andrew Morgan. That's cool that there's a channel or a presence out there. Somebody else called Andrew Morgan. That's interesting. So welcome to the channel. Hopefully you're subscribed, and hopefully you share the channel. They do have us divided, and we do need to unite one way or the other. Oh, my son, duh. All right, hey son, welcome to the live stream. So I didn't know that you were like had a YouTube presence and got the notifications, but that's good. That's real good. Hey, everybody, my son is in the chats. That's interesting. My son has also had his own awarenesses lately about the phantom COVID thing, and he had called me and expressed something. I'm not going to say what all it was. He can tell you himself. You named me. Yeah, I just didn't know that you were subscribed to me, son. So that's good. So anyway, I'm headed an hour, 45 minutes away, I guess, from meeting up with Patrick. we're going to immediately jump in his vehicle and take off for a long trip. I'm not at liberty to say what all's going on that trip, except that we're going with purpose. There's two events of purpose, not to mention all the auditing and cop watching that we will do in various places along the way, and on the way back maybe. Patrick mentioned a while ago on his live stream announcing the road trip that we may stay a little bit longer, but I'm looking at no later than the 12th, and so I have to come back and take care of various things. It's a stretch to take off as it is. Doing these road trips, there's risk involved, there's sacrifice involved, and if it wasn't for the viewers, it would be really tough to do. So, we could really use your help if you're so inclined to help and have the wherewithal to help. I have a way that you can help fund me a little bit if you would like, and you can simply email me and ask me what that is, and or you can call my tip line that you find at the end of every one of my videos, and that's 512-649-5109. 512-649-5109. Any trolls that call me on that tip line will get met with instant blockage. I will say right here and now, I've said it last week, after I'd had tried to give the trolls a platform and have conversation and allow them their voice, they went too far. They went too far together. I posted one video, and it was just in a matter of 5 minutes, there were 15 comments, 3 trolls, 5 comments each, back to back, all negative, distracting, designed to tear me down, tear other people down that are doing what we're doing, and I'm not going to have it. So I'm here to tell you, YouTube provides a way for people to have their First Amendment say. So anybody that wants to go get a YouTube channel, you have the opportunity to say whatever you want. You have your First Amendment right on YouTube to do it there. On this channel, you do not have a First Amendment right on my chats. This is private property, and this private property is for my First Amendment speech, and for anybody who supports my First Amendment speech, edifies what I'm doing, and has genuine constructive criticism with the intent of making what I'm doing better. And so there you have it. Yep, hit the thumbs up, please. Fresno says, please hit the thumbs up on this stream, because I want to get about 65 or 100 people on the stream before we go. I want to reiterate a couple of things. One, what my channel is about, and how it's private property for those who like me or esteem me and want to help me grow rather than pull me down. Your awareness isn't now sharper. Your awareness isn't now sharper. I'm not sure what you mean by that, son. Yeah, my awareness is sharper, but then again, it's not as sharp as it used to be. I used to be sharp as a tack. Today I feel as though I'm lacking, but hey, I do know thus and so. I know who I am, and that's all that really matters. And so I can go forth knowing who I am and accomplish the same thing, especially with an audience of people who know, like, and trust me, and can help back me up in my lack along the way. And I believe that my current subscribers, after having banned the particular trolls that had jumped on my channel, I feel that all of you in this room are good supporters, and I really appreciate you tuning in. All right, we have 10 people now. I don't know if who all has missed what I've been saying, but the main reason for this live chat is to announce the road trip. I am an hour and 45 minutes away from News Now Patrick, As soon as I get there, we're taking off and going on a long road trip. It has two objectives, two unrelated objectives I can't disclose. And then along the way, we're going to do a lot of audits, First Amendment audits and cop watching. And the other thing is I watched a video before I started the chat about a media company. It's a Fox News video where a media company was responding to some, I don't know if it's Black Lives Matter or whoever's calling for the defunding of police. You know, they don't have the narrative isn't really straight in everybody's head. They really want to defund the police unions. That's the criminal gang. If you read the federal definition of a criminal gang, you'll see that it perfectly fits the police unions along with their colors that they fly, which basically signifies that they are the head of a state, a police state. They are not the United States, but they are the blue line state, and that flag needs to be done away with. And it's my mission. Well, okay, press on. You want to defund the police, but we can agree to disagree on that. I think we need to defund the police unions. We still need police. We need good cops, not bad cops. And so I'm flushing out bad cops. I'm edifying and supporting the good cops. That's my mission. And my mission is also to gain support of the idea of getting rid of the blue line flag and the police unions. They are criminal, corrupt gang, and the police unions need to be abolished immediately. They do need to be defunded, not the police. All right, Press On says, I don't say. By the way, Press On is a friend of mine. Press On and I were able to spend a day together and ride a long ways together and have talk. And I have an interview of him. He's very interesting. You need to go listen to that interview. Press On truly is one of the We the People. He doesn't participate. He doesn't fly his citizenship. He can if he wants to, but he doesn't. So he's completely out of his citizenship. Doesn't even use it. I use mine. I reserve the right. I reserve all my rights, even though I'm flying my citizenship. And so, you know, they may take my privileges, but they can't take my rights. All my rights are reserved as I'm flying my citizenship. Anyway, let me read what he says. Press On says, I didn't say completely defund. Oh, okay. Completely defund the police. Got you, Press On. Press on, press harder, and press now. Now is the time to act. It's time for all peoples to rise up and say we've had enough. We're not going to have global tyranny. We're not going to put up with false narratives. We want what's good, and we are going to have civil disobedience against what's bad. The phantom COVID, you know, wearing masks is scientifically proven already. It's hurting people. There was a scientist recently that has a gas gauge. It's a hazardous atmospheres unit. Has a little bit of sniffer. He put the sniffer by his mouth and breathed a little bit and got a base reading. Then he put on a mask and stuck the thing up the top. It didn't take long, and it said bad atmosphere. So those masks, you know, it creates bad atmosphere. So if people are wearing masks a lot, you know, it's not good. It's like having a chain link fence to keep out mosquitoes. The virus is 0.003 microns in size, and so that's like a mosquito going a chain link fence on the 0.03 filtration of the mask. It does not filter out viruses. So, you know, in my opinion, and from what I've witnessed, this is a submission thing. It's a conditioning thing. The United States is at war with global corporatocracy and oligarchy. We are at war with ideology, and we have been inundated in our country, in our limited government, in all forms of our limited government, with people who are holding on to the corporate and the global ideologies, which is basically communism and socialism. And so that's where we find ourselves. We find ourselves basically subdued and attacked and subdued. We've been conquered in that we are having to wear face masks on private property. They're doing it with private Private property laws, they're doing it through corporatism. So with corporatism, private property, they're able to control the masses. We're so enamored, we are so dependent on private enterprise, corporate places like Walmart and Target and Costco and Sam's to get our supplies that we need. We can't, we really can't go buy them anywhere else. If we don't go to Walmart and buy our supplies, then we're stuck, we're hungry, we're sick, we don't have any medication, we don't have our pillows and our blankets and our sheets and everything else that is created with Chinese slave labor. We are supporting Chinese slave labor in Walmarts, so we are stuck. And through allowing corporatism, we've gotten to a situation where we can't even fight back. We have to put on the stupid mask to go in and get, that doesn't work, that's actually harmful to us, to go in and get a pillow or a blanket or a bottle of aspirin, And then if we don't do it, then they're going to warn us, and then they're going to give us a $250 fine. How does that work? How can they fine us whenever there's no legislation, there's no penal code that will allow them to even detain or arrest us for not having on a mask? They can't do it. It's unconstitutional. So how are they going to give the ticket? They can't. If they do, it's going to be tyrannical. They're going to do it with gunpoint and by force. So we got, we're at war. We got to figure out how to launch the idea of civil disobedience. We're not going to wear a mask. You can't make us. And so we can't vote with our dollars. We're going to have to show up en masse at the private places and say, hey, this whole crowd here, we want to come in and buy stuff, and we're not going to buy. The whole crowd isn't going to buy not a single aspirin if you don't let us in without our masks, because we're not wearing them. How do we get to that point? We're going to have to launch the idea and talk about it until it kicks in. That's what we're going to have to do, because we can't organize it. They can cut the head off of their organization. They can even call it an unlawful assembly. So we can't do it that way either. Okay, you sound like a snake salesman. Oh, thank you, Alaska. I need to make me. Let's see. Press on. You got a ranch on my channel. Press on. Think you can. I sound like a snake oil salesman, eh? Okay. I guess you didn't hear. I only allow people. This is private real estate. I only allow people on my channel that are supporting me and my ideology and First Amendment auditing and cop watching. And if for those who don't support that, then go get your own channel for your own First Amendment, because you have no First Amendment on my channel. You have it on the YouTube platform, but not on my channel. I have my First Amendment on my channel, and I'm not going to put up with naysayers in my house. I'm not going to put up with somebody that's trying to tear down a house that I'm building. You can tear down it from your own channel. So Alaska just got banned from the channel. Let's see who else is in here. I need to give some wrenches away here. Let me back up to the top of the chat. One moment. Fresno Fitness. Cameras of mass destruction. Cameras, you got a wrench, bro. News Now, Patrick. News Now, you got a wrench, bro. Fresno, hit that thumbs up, bud. You got a wrench, bro. Drew, my son. It costs too much to dumb us down with fluoride these days, so yeah, right. All right, Drew, my son. You got a wrench, bro. Hidden? Who hit Andrew Morgan? No. All right, I got to fix this. Somehow I hid you, Drew. Hang on a minute. Let me unhide you. I'm going to pull over. All right, now you're unhidden. All right, now you got a wrench, bro. Dan Quinn. No force, but please ask. Yes, you can ask if you can politely ask. Thank you, press on. Welcome to the channel, Dan. Okay, so I've given out some wrenches there. I think there's another one or two here that I want to give wrenches to, but I'm driving. So as time goes on and you're chatting on my channel, I'll get around to that. Thank you, News Now Ninja. News Now Ninja, give you a wrench there, bro. All right, so I guess I'm about an hour out from Patrick. More like an hour. I think I'm going to be arriving just before midnight. It's 10:58 right now. I just noticed something earlier. I started a live stream earlier, and I looked down and I was calling somebody. And I'm like, what is that? Apparently, whenever I go live with Streamlabs on my iPhone 11, it's hooked up to my truck and shows me that I'm calling, that I've called a particular phone number. I didn't know that happens. So I'm just leaving it. I've been on that phone call now for 32 minutes. Okay, 12 people in the chat. I'm not going to keep y'all any longer. I am going to scroll through and make sure that I didn't hide anybody else when I was trying to give them a wrench. I did hide Alaska. So all of y'all with a wrench, what I would like for you to do is someone's chatting. If they say something blatantly negative against, what I'm doing, what I'm saying in a destructive way, they're not there. They're not like saying, hey, like, Andrew, I hear what you're saying, but, and I'm for it. I'm for what you do. But, what you just said is like, it rubbed me the wrong way. Here's why. Can we talk about that? Don't do anything to that person. Leave that person alone and let's have the conversation. But if someone comes on there and says, man, you sound like a snake oil salesman, that's not helping anything. And I'm not going to have it on my channel. So that person got banned from the channel. They're going to subscribe too if they want. News Now Ninja, got you back. Thank you, Ninja. Appreciate that. All right, we're going to be having some good times here. I'm going to be going with News Now Patrick. We're meeting up with another large auditor. We can't say who that is, or where we're meeting up with them. And another auditor or two will probably be joining us along the way. And the content that we have coming for you should be very interesting. Investigative journalist. We'll be taking our instigative journalistic tactics to an investigative journalistic mission. That should be very interesting. We'll see how that goes. Been off here. Dan says been off here and on. I told, think about learning from News Now Houston. Yes, News Now Houston and I haven't been out with Justin yet, but did go out with News Now Houston a week ago, and we worked together, and we worked good together. David's a good guy, so I look forward to working with him more often. And I do remember you telling me that, Don, you got a wrench, so I want to make sure I have plenty of people with a wrench that's actually here to help and not distract or hurt. So press on. What part of the country are you in right now? Are you anywhere near Austin, or are you anywhere up further north? Are you up further north than Austin, or are you near Austin? If you're happen to be way up north somewhere, then you might want to call me on my tip line. If press on is still here. Thank you. We'll go a long way. Cool, man. All right. Well, hey, it's really neat. Sorry about the phone mount here. I got to work on that. It's really neat to have you on the live stream, my son, Drew. I really appreciate you supporting your old man like that. And so how's everything going at home? You don't make calls? I know you don't, Press On. But it'd be cool to meet up with you along the way as we're headed out if you happen to be up north somewhere. But you know, it was a serendipity the last time we met up and rode around, and it was really cool. It was really good to meet you and spend some you know, side by side time with you. Like, where's Waldo? Right. Well, I really like your work. You know, you expose what's really going on in the United States, and educate people to the difference between people and persons and the citizens. And that's work that I've been doing for a while. You do it from a different angle because you actually have let go of your privileges for the most part, and that's cool. So I applaud you for that. Hey, everybody, go subscribe to Press On if you're not already subscribed to him. Very you need to really listen to what he says. It's very he brings you know, there's a lot of people saying true things, but he really talks the truth, and it's about the Constitution and what's really happening here as we're walking around in this legal construct as live humans on the land. So yeah, go subscribe to Press On. Check out what he has to say. Check out his work. Last time I said where I was, someone showed up with a box of stuff that I can't carry. Still not happy about that. I saw that box of stuff, and you really appreciated the hat. You took the old hat on and put the new hat on. Old hat off and put the new hat on. So don't give me that. You like having stuff when somebody presents you with a present that you didn't ask for. It gives you joy inside, even if you can't carry it. So if you can't carry it, you're just going to have to give it to somebody else and bless somebody else with it, bud. That's funny. So, all right, well, I appreciate everyone that has joined the live stream. I hope I got to just about everybody that's commented. I want to definitely want to acknowledge everybody, and I think that I have. Of course, it's kind of tough to drive and do that too, and not run the ditch. Freedom Guy. Freedom Guy, you got a wrench. I didn't think that I could give wrenches out of this streaming software until after I had 1,000 subscribers, but I found out that I can, so there y'all go. Okay, love y'all, appreciate you, stay tuned. We'll be doing live streams, and of course all the cool videos we'll be uploading along the way. If you'd like to help support, it's paypal.me/political trance. paypal.me/political trance. Bye for now. Y'all have a great one. You're welcome, Freedom Guy.